These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Alaina.
I'm Ash.
And this is a mini Morbid.
And it's Alaina-centric.
Sure is.
It doesn't have a nice ring to it.
Whatever, man.
Mini Morbid. Mini Morbid, Mini Morbid, Mini Morbid.
Well, we promised you guys, I know you had to get through the Kelley and Bates episode. That was a tough one, but like I said, I think it was very necessary to tell that story.
It was.
Especially, everybody in quarantine, like I said. Again, use those numbers if you need to, and it was nice to see everybody kind of like telling their stories and how they like survived and are thriving. So like, yay. It was exactly what I wanted. And the other thing I just wanted to mention about that was like a couple of people were like, no, you shouldn't let your daughter get involved with a 32-year-old if they're 14. And they kind of took it as like, because we didn't go hard on the parents that were so like, we like agreed with them.
No, we definitely didn't agree with that.
Well, and I also just want to say, we didn't want to focus on the parents. That wasn't about the parents. What it was about was Kellyanne and that fucking asshole James Patterson.
Exactly.
So we just didn't want to focus on judging the parents because I think it would have taken away from the message of the whole episode. So I just wanted to say, of course, we're not, of course, I'm not going to let like my 14-year-old daughter marry a 32-year-old, but.
And he wasn't even actually 32.
Exactly. He was 48. So, but yeah, I just wanted to clear that up that, we just didn't want to go into the judgment zone. That's all. We're just not, damned if we do, damned if we don't. But
we do our fucking best, man. We really do.
But yeah, I just wanted to be clear on that we were like, yeah, it's cool.
Oh, and to back up a couple episodes ago, I'm really sorry that I said Marine Corps instead of Marine Corps. That was really stupid, and I should have looked that up first, and I apologize. I genuinely do.
Yeah. And so I think that's like my favorite murder does like a corrections corner.
Yeah.
That was our little corrections corner. We're not going to do that again, I don't think, but
that one was one that we probably needed to.
Yeah, like the Marine Corps thing, we just wanted to make sure everybody knew that like, thank you.
I didn't want anybody to think that we were being disrespectful.
Yeah, for sure. And then I just wanted to clear up that parents thing because I don't want to be seen as someone who's like, yeah, sure, let your 14-year-old date. Yeah. Which I think we made clear in the episode, but some people did not see it that way. So, so we just wanted to mention those two things. And tonight's episode is going to be decidedly less heavy and just fun, spooky-ooky.
So fun. But first, we have a little bit of business to take care of.
We do.
I'd like to tell you that our Philadelphia show has been rescheduled to September. Nope, I suck. It is August 11th.
Yay! Come in August when COVID is gone and we can stop social distancing.
Yeah.
Yay!
August 11th, Philadelphia Punchline Comedy Club. The Washington, D.C. show at the D.C. Improv has been rescheduled to September 16th.
Yay! September when COVID is gone. I'm putting it into the universe.
Yeah, for real. Our 2 shows at Zany's in Nashville, Tennessee have also been rescheduled to the 23rd of September.
Nashville.
Our Huntsville, Alabama show at Stand Up Live has been rescheduled to the 24th of September.
September, Roll Tide, War Eagle, go Alabama.
Whoa. And then June 2nd, we'll be at the June 2nd.
We'll be at the June 2nd on June 2nd.
Am I good?
No.
June 2nd, we'll be at the Good Nights Comedy Club in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, I know we're going to see you in June. I just know it.
We will. It's my fucking birth month. The world can't shut down. And a lot of you have told me it's your birth month. So, like, let's fucking do it, Geminis.
Let's do it. Make the universe stop COVID now.
Hell yeah. Pray, light a candle, yell
Stay
into
inside.
the abyss, wash your hands.
Stay inside and wash your hands.
Did I say June 3rd we're going to be at the Comedy Club in Charlotte?
I don't know,
Comedy
but
Zone?
we'll be there, and I'm excited about
Comedy
it.
Zone in Charlotte.
Woohoo!
June 11th, we will be at Talia Hall in Chicago, and we'll be there the next day, June 12th as well.
Ooh, spooky Talia Hall. I'm so excited.
Ooh, girl. July 8th, we're going to be at Comedy Works South in Greenwood Village, Colorado.
Colorado, we're coming to you.
And last but not least, obviously, we will be at the Wilbur Theater on July 11th in Boston, Massachusetts with Alaina's childhood best friend, who's really fucking funny.
Emily Walsh.
There you have it, bitches.
And let's hope, we'll reschedule as we have to, and we're going to go with the flow, everybody.
It's going to be awesome.
Everyone stay inside, wash your hands, social distance, and let's have these shows happen, guys. And if you want tickets for these shows, because a couple of them still have tickets available, go to morbidpodcast.com. We have all our live shows laid out there. You can click the links for each show, and it'll take you to the ticket sites. Don't worry, because when things get postponed, your tickets are going to be rolling over to the new show. So let's do this.
Let's get it. And
let's go.
Without further ado, what is your mini episode about?
So this episode is on the history of the Ouija board.
Ooh. A lot of people have requested that, like, many a time.
Yeah, and I figure it's a fun little spooky episode.
It
you know?
is.
It's gonna bring us down to a fluffier place.
Fluffier place.
A fluffier diamond place, but still a fluffy place.
You know what's funny is you say Damon and some people think it sounds like you're saying diamonds, and then in one of our ads you say diamonds this week and it sounds like you're saying demon.
Hey, look at that.
So, look at you.
Fun. So much fun. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the history of the Ouija board, where it came from, how it started, and spiritualism and all this fun stuff. And then at the end, Ash and I are going to read a couple of your listener stories that have to do with Ouija boards.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun.
Fun.
All right, so it all began in the 19th century during a crazy, kooky time referred to as the emergence of spiritualism.
Oh,
So it really all began in America on March 31st, 1848, when 11-year-old Kate Fox and her 14-year-old sister Margaret Fox claimed that they had contacted the ghost of a man who was haunting their home. They lived in New York State, and he had apparently been murdered in the home. And so what was happening was they said they were hearing taps and haunting stuff and all kinds of noises. And so they started asking him questions, and he would tap to answer. So all of a sudden they were saying that they were getting, they were chatting him up.
Now hitting up that dead guy.
Yeah, so but he didn't just sit down and do an interview. He followed a strict 1 tap for yes, 2 tap for no guideline.
Got it.
When this worked, word got out, and these girls started showing their newfound talent for contacting the dead to locals at their town hall. People would gather to watch them. It became a whole thing. Then the New York Tribune wrote about it, and it started spreading to other news outlets. And a few months later, boom, spiritualism.
Whoa.
So it had spread into Europe, all over America by this point. It went nuts. Funny story, in 1888, the sisters admitted that they completely faked the whole thing.
I kind of saw it going there.
It's like, are you shocked? But don't worry, because that did absolutely nothing to stop the spread of spiritualism.
Of course not.
It had already erupted. So spiritualism is the idea that you can have a chat with a ghost via the help of a skilled medium who has, supernatural abilities to communicate with those of us that have shuffled off this mortal coil of ours. It was and is a religion. It still is. Mm-hmm. And it was officially added as such in 1893. And is supposedly, they claim it's based in scientific truths rather than like faith-based methodology, but like, okay. Yeah. That's all I'll say about that. It really took off during the Civil War, which is interesting, and it makes a lot of sense. Because as the most brutal and bloodiest war in American history, there were thousands upon thousands of families who had lost loved ones, mostly in unimaginable ways, and oftentimes far away from them, where they weren't able to see them. Right. These families needed comfort, they needed closure, they were looking towards anything just to hear their loved one again or get something. Of course, spiritualism provided this way to feel as like they were able to speak to those fallen soldiers again and get the closure that they were, looking for. It had a ton of proponents from every class. Mm-hmm. Even Queen Victoria was down for spiritualism.
Okay, girl. Yeah. Get it.
Queen Victoria and Prince Albert actually participated in seances in 1846.
Oh, shoot.
Which, that's badass.
That is really cool.
In 1861, Prince Albert unfortunately died of typhoid. And in that same year, a 13-year-old boy named Robert James Lees said that he had a seance at his home. And he said Prince Albert had come through and he wanted him to pass a message to Queen Victoria for him.
Oh.
Now, this is, at first you're like, okay, little boy. Sure.
No, I'm like, I believe you.
But this message called her by, a nickname that only she and he knew.
Oh my God,
and she was like, no one knew he called me that.
Right.
So that's a little weird. And after this, the little boy performed seances at Windsor Castle, and Prince Albert came through again and again.
Stop this.
So then when Queen Victoria passed away, their daughter, Princess Louise, said that she received messages from her mother via seances with the medium Leslie Flint, who was a well-known medium.
That's so cool.
So it became a legit thing. This was a legit religion. It still is a legit religion. This is not just woo, you know?
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
So some other notable spiritualists were biologist Alfred Russel Wallace, which, that gives a little bit of kudos to it when a biologist gets on board. And also Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who created the character and story of Sherlock Holmes.
Would you look at that?
Look at that. Now, interestingly, this was a time when women were under rigid control, literally, physically, corsets and societal rules and shit. Well, spiritualism kind of lended itself nicely to a way for women to kind of shake loose and regain some more control back, because it was thought that the most effective mediums in clairvoyance were women. Mm-hmm. They just thought they were a little more in tune with this stuff.
Because we're in tune with our emotions.
Exactly. Except me. So
yeah, you're not.
No.
INTJ.
So men just didn't have what it takes. And so it really became a way for women to be in the driver's seat, which was nice.
Love that.
Spiritualists tend to be more liberal, kind of nonconformist types. The whole idea of spiritualism was supposed to be optimistic, looking at the afterlife just as another plane of existence that you get to go into.
That's kind of how I look at it.
Which is, it really is a nice way of thinking. Who wants to, is it logical to think there's not, this wonderful afterlife? Maybe. But it's much nicer to believe that there's something great happening after this life. Like, who doesn't want to believe that?
I think it's logical to believe that there is.
Oh, I think that I mean, I think it's illogical to say there isn't because no one knows.
Right.
So it's like you can't say for
But then you can make the argument that it's illogical to say there is because nobody knows.
Well, that's the thing. So that's why I like to sit in the gray area.
I like
just feel like, you know what?
Sometimes I just like the whimsy of it all.
You know, it's a nice little
You don't need
whimsical
logic for
situation.
everything.
I mean, I love logic, but, you know, we'll go with it. So at this point, seances were all the rage. They involved many phenomena that people really fell hard for, obviously. One of these things was table tipping. Table tipping is when a ton of people are around a table, lights low, in full seance mode, with a supernatural lady or bro nearby to aid in the communication. Everyone puts their hands on top of the table, and after a long time, like almost an hour sometimes, of just sitting there with your hands on the table, poof, the table will begin to move around. It will like tip and rock and sway all over the place, and everybody's like, whoa, all our hands are here. How's this happening?
You're table surfing.
Like, so crazy. Then there was something called alphabet calling, where someone went through the alphabet out loud, and when a spirit tapped or made a sound, you would write down that letter and see what it spelled out.
I see where we're going here.
Oh, you see where we're going here.
I see it.
Well, the next thing that used to work for everybody was called automatic writing. And that's when the medium went into like a trance, let the spirit move their hand around on paper, and boom, something would get written, some special fancy spirit message.
I bet it was in beautiful script.
You know it. So French spiritualist Allan Kardec said in 1853 during a seance that the deceased visitor from beyond told the people doing the seance that they should just stick a pencil through an upside-down basket to let everybody place their hands on the basket to help guide the pencil to write.
Oh, that was a pretty good idea.
Yeah, like, thank you, deceased stranger from beyond. Well, this turned into what we know as a planchette.
Uh-huh.
Can you guess what came next?
The board.
The Ouija board. So originally called talking boards or spirit boards, their true origin has a little bit of confusion to it. It was created in 1886 for sure, but it was either invented by a guy named E.C. Reich, who was a cabinet maker / coffin maker.
Okay.
Or it was invented by Charles Kennard, who owned the Kennard Novelty Company. Most people believe that Reich invented it and then sold it to Kennard.
Okay.
Because then later Reich said that he invented it and that Kennard stole it from him, and Kennard claimed he invented it. So one of them invented it and Kennard ended up with it.
I mean, someone invented it.
Somebody invented it. It's here. So after being sold as a talking board or spirit board in 1890, Kennard and his lawyer Elijah Bond went to a seance in Baltimore. This seance was held by Elijah's medium sister named Helen Peters. That made me laugh a little bit when I just said that, because it's like his medium sister. Not his little
older
or
or younger.
His medium sister. Helen Peters. So during this seance with Helen Peters, Elijah's, what is it, sister-in-law? No, sister.
His medium sister.
One of those. Medium sister. During the seance, they asked the board what it would like to be called. Because they were like, well, we got to name it something snappy, you know? You can't just be spirit board, which I like, but whatever. So they asked the board, what would you like to be called? And it spelled out Ouija.
Okay.
So then they were like, what does that mean? And it spelled out good luck.
Oh.
Yep.
That's a little ominous.
Spooky. According to a Time article, the building where this all happened, this seance, is still standing at 529 North Charles Street in Baltimore. It's actually a 7-Eleven now.
Let's go to the 7-Eleven
I wanna go.
and get a Captain Crunch Slurpee.
I won't do that.
Live our lives.
And then we can die and come back with the spirit board.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a plaque on the wall at this 7-Eleven that says that this seance happened and that they named the Ouija board here.
I love that of all things, they decided to make it a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
We all love a 7-Eleven, so I'm not hating.
We all have to evolve, you know, even buildings. So now they need a patent, because that's just how this shit works. You can't just throw something out into the market without a patent, or everybody's gonna rip it off. So they go to try to get this patent at the patent office. And they were like, yeah, this is cool, but you can't have this patent unless you prove that it really works. Like, that's how patents work.
Uh-huh.
And so they were like, okay, cool. So Helen Peters, the medium, was called to the patent office in Washington, D.C. by Elijah and Charles Kennard. So the worker there who was in charge was like, all right, listen, if it can spell my name, then you can have the patent.
And it
because
did
he didn't
it.
have his name tag or anything, and he was like, no one knows who I am. Helen used it, and boom, it spelled his name.
That's so
So
fucking
apparently
cool.
everyone in there freaked the fuck out. They got the patent.
I love it.
But the patent doesn't say how it works. It just says that it works.
Okay.
Which is like adds to the like mystique of it, because it's like, ooh, we got a patent that says it works, but even they're like, we don't know how. It just does.
Because it's like, how does it?
How spooky. So in 1882, William Folds became supervisor of the company. He sold and made a ton of them of the Kennard novelty company.
Mm-hmm.
He sold and made a ton of money selling the new Ouija boards.
I was like, the what?
The new Ouija boards.
I was like, I feel like you skipped a part that I'm not familiar with.
The Ouija board. And with this money that he was making, he opened a ton of new factories to make more Ouija boards.
Right.
He opened one huge one in Baltimore because the board told him to.
Oh.
And it said, prepare for big business.
Damn.
So he was like, all right, Ouija board.
He was a slave.
Well,
to the board.
unfortunately, he died in 1927.
Of what?
How, you ask? He was on the roof of that huge building that the board had instructed him to build, and he was overseeing a flagpole being put in on the roof. According to the Baltimore Sun, quote, he was standing near the edge of the roof, grasping an iron support of the pole to sturdy himself. The workman said when the support suddenly pulled away and he toppled over backwards.
That's terrifying.
If that's not crazy enough, on his way down, he grabbed an open windowsill to try to stop himself. The window crashed closed as he did that.
Oh my God.
He hit the pavement below. Initially, he only had broken ribs, and they were like, oh, he'll survive. Well, on the way to the hospital in the ambulance, they hit a bump in the road, and one of his fractured ribs went through his heart and killed him.
Oh my God.
If that is not some Damon shit
gnarliest-
from beyond, I don't know what is.
Like what?
That was like some Final Destination shit.
Yeah.
Everything he did to try to stop that from happening, it was like, no.
It was just supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So that's fucked.
Well, that made me feel spooky.
Yeah, some type of way. So Helen Peters, who originally, who was, the medium sister, she originally had invested in the company because she was like so into this. And she had a falling out with this board after this. So
with the board?
She was totally a proponent of it at first, and then she ended up denouncing it later. Apparently, some Civil War family heirlooms went missing in her home. And so she went to the board and was like, who took these heirlooms? And the board named a family member.
Uh-huh.
And so she was like, well, shit. So she said half her family believed this. Half her family was like, this is bullshit. They had a huge conflict, huge fight over it. And they never got over it. Wow. She said it literally tore her family apart. And Peters sold all her stock in the company after this. And apparently, until her dying day, she said, "Don't use that board. It's evil. It will ruin your life."
That made me get goosebumps, and I also feel the same.
Yeah, I'm saying. So now for its sinister reputation.
Mm-hmm.
As if the stories of like crazy juju from the initial creators and seller wasn't bad enough, it definitely gets a little worse. It just gets a worse reputation. Not that things get worse. But first, we must know that although spiritualism started as like we were talking, like an optimistic, non-occult related religion, it was like very whimsical and like just looking towards the future. It had a lot of people against it. It had a lot of detractors. So although many Christians and Catholics actually considered themselves spiritualists, because it does make sense. A lot of Christians and Catholics decided that it was basically just witchcraft, which is somehow bad. Apparently.
That's not fair.
So it just kind of had both. It was like some were like, got it, and we're like, yeah, like
and others
this is
were like,
kind of part of our religion. So like, and the others were
no.
like, no. So now this doesn't make sense because it's supposed to be like a happy kind of whimsical religion, again, looking towards the future. We all get to hang out after death. The rule, in fact, and it's like, that rules. Why would you be against this? Like, I don't
that's
understand.
the thing. Like, there's
Like,
nothing like shitty about that.
That's what I don't get. I'm like, just let people practice it.
Right.
Why is it bothering you? It's not taking away from your religion.
I don't understand
like,
that.
It all has to do with like people rising from the dead and like afterlife and different worlds after death. It's like, we can all just like, let's all just put it together. It's
Yeah,
fine.
let's just meet
Halfway. Let's all just hold hands and talk about it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I hate holding hands.
Oh, me too. Fuck that, man.
But yeah, so it's like it rules. I don't understand why they're being so against it. Well, spiritualist writer Andrew Jackson Davis said he didn't even believe in hell. He said he thought all deceased went into a really rad place called the Summerland after they died.
Okay.
I want to go to the Autumnland, but that's
Retweet.
fine. Like, that's cool. And like I said, it was more like on the, liberal leaning way of thinking. So some conservative members of, Catholicism or Christianity, it just went against their values. So
Right.
that's a reason why they were not into it. It kind of challenged them. So they turned against spiritualism. So the Ouija board in particular also lended itself to some of those, broken values that religious people were kind of mad about. At the time of its creation, men and women weren't supposed to be all touchy-feely and alone together.
Don't be touchy-feely and alone.
That was just not a good thing.
That is way too saucy.
But to use this board, it intended to be used by at least two people, preferably a man and a woman.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
And you would put it on your laps facing each other and put your knees together.
Oh,
so your knees would be touching.
Your knees?
Your knees, like crazy, spicy knees.
Getting hot and heavy.
So then you would both had to gingerly touch your fingertips to the planchette, and it would get kind of romantic and spicy.
It's like footsies, but with your fingers.
With your fingers and raising a diamond.
Exactly. So romantic.
So as spiritualism kind of started to be looked at as darker, more macabre, more taboo, some physical mediums in the spiritualism...
good?
I broke a minute. In the spiritualism movement were caught as frauds. Mm-hmm. And like physical mediums were like, they would stick kids in like a cabinet and have the kid knock out on the cabinet, like. And
how do you explain that to your kid?
Yeah. It was just like,
I'm gonna need you to just chill in this cabinet
and then knock when I tell you to, because we're gonna pretend you're a ghost.
Right.
Like the kid's gonna be like, cool, all right. But the problem was these few bad apples, these few frauds really turned people into like, well, this is bullshit and you're crazy if you believe it.
Right.
So it did start to become like womp womp. And then there was also the idea that like, religious leaning people like Christianity, Catholicism, like more conservative religions were looking at it as, this isn't raising your spirits of your loved ones or like nice spirits. It's raising demons. Like this is an evil board and you're bringing it into the mainstream, and that's not okay.
I high key agree with that.
So it was like, everybody's got their own opinion. It's cool.
Yeah.
So people were, starting to get down on all this stuff, and it looked like things were going to get decidedly less awesome and spooky. But then World War I happened, and the Ouija board suddenly became all the rage again, particularly among the younger crowd up to like college age.
Okay.
It was so crazy that in 1920, a professor said it was, quote, a serious national menace.
A serious national menace.
And it kind of makes sense that, like, and I'm going to go into it in a minute, that, like, in the 20s it became big because it seemed to become big in times of turmoil.
Right.
A little bit,
I mean, that does make sense.
It really does. So J. Godfrey Rupert was initially this guy who was a psychic investigator. Mm-hmm. He set out to try to scientifically validate spiritualism at first.
Okay.
So before he was able to actually do it, he suddenly converted to Catholicism and suddenly thought it was just all witchcraft and it needed to be eradicated.
Maybe
like,
something
out of nowhere.
Real bad happened to him.
I'm saying. So the Pope actually brought this dude on board to put out the warning bells to Catholics everywhere that spiritualism was witchcraft and that the Ouija board was the devil. Okay. So in 1919, he published a book called The New Black Magic and the Truth About the Ouija Board.
Ooh.
In it, he claimed that using it would give you dementia, make you insane, that it was a means for spirit intercourse.
Which
I've
an
never
incubus,
heard.
succubus type deal?
He didn't really explain. He did not expound upon that idea. He just...
I'd like to stick to spiritual abstinence.
Yeah, because I looked up the book online and I found like an actual like PDF version of the it's like a picture of the book that you can flip. It's pretty cool. And it literally just, he's like, it is a means of spirit intercourse.
Okay.
So, like, the spirits are going at it? I don't know. Which I'm like, all right, like, let them be.
Maybe he just means they're fucking you over.
I don't know. Like,
I think that's
maybe
what he
that's
was
like
trying
his
to say.
really, like, subtle way of being like, the spirits are gonna fuck you. Like, it's like, that is
No, I think they're fucking you over.
I think both, to be honest.
Honestly,
you don't know.
maybe.
You just don't know.
Honestly, probably.
Honestly, probably. He also said it was a pagan invention, and he called their use, quote, a return to distinctly heathen and anti-Christian beliefs and practices and additional evidence of the fact that the world is once more relapsing into paganism.
I really love the word heathen.
I use the word heathen
I know you do.
on the reg.
I know,
like,
and I love
that
it.
is one of my favorite things to say.
You often call me a heathen, actually.
I usually do it in a very, like, loving way.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're such a heathen. Like,
Thanks.
yeah. So, like, all right, let's go. Let's be heathens, I guess. So in the 1960s, it blew up again. It actually beat out sales of Monopoly, which is
Monopoly fucking sucks.
But everybody has Monopoly.
That's accurate.
You raise your hand if you don't have Monopoly. I'm looking. No one's raising their hand because everyone has Monopoly. We have Monopoly. We have not played it.
Monopoly will ruin a family just as much as a Ouija board will.
Well, and the Ouija was sold to Parker Brothers and still beat out Monopoly. But it was still looked at as an occult item. Like, it was like this taboo thing that you were getting.
I know, it is funny that it's like an occult item
Yeah.
made by like
Yeah,
a
spiritualism.
distributing
Yeah.
company.
I know, like a toy company.
Yeah.
So in 1971, William Peter Blatty wrote The Exorcist, and it was published, then turned into a film in 1973.
I have a confession.
Oh, God, you haven't seen The Exorcist, have you?
I've never seen The Exorcist. Reagan and me are not bros.
We have so much work to do.
I know.
We're going to get you there. We're going to get you there.
I'm here for it.
Actually, John last year for Christmas got me a signed poster of The Exorcist, and he also got me the signed screenplay for The Exorcist.
I don't even think I knew that.
Yeah, it's like the script.
And I, like,
the
live
actual
here.
script.
Wow.
I know. He's awesome. So the whole inspiration for this tale was a real story from Maryland. In the 40s, it was a boy who became possessed after being introduced to spiritualism and the Ouija board.
Whoa.
So, of course, that had to do with everybody being like, whoa.
Whoa.
And, of course, now there's, like, there's, like, all kinds of movies strictly about Ouija boards,
yeah.
like, you know, horror movies. And it's in pop culture everywhere. It's just, you can find it everywhere. In fact, when we were in the Lizzie Borden house, there were
was
several
many
Ouija
Ouija
boards.
boards.
One of which they said don't touch.
Yeah.
And they told us that, like, they got rid of it, but somebody, like,
Mailed it
came
back.
back.
And
like,
they wrote like, please make it stop
or
or something like
yeah.
that.
And it was like, whoa.
I was like, oh, don't worry. I'm not going to touch or look
I'm
at
not
any
gonna
of
touch
them.
that.
I don't even like to look at them.
I love them. I think they're so cool looking.
I think they're beautiful. Like, I think they're very pretty, but I
love Ouija boards. I love how much you hate Ouija boards.
no. I would get like angry at you if you brought one near me. Like, I would
Really?
genuinely be like really upset with you.
That's so funny.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Wow.
I don't like seances either. I think that
I love a good seance.
I think that the wall is there because it's supposed to be there.
Oh, I want to bust through that wall.
If somebody would like to bust through the wall, that's fine, but I'm not inviting anybody to.
Oh yeah. See, when they
I'm all
want-
about free will.
I know you really, but inviting would be free will. You're just inviting them; they can come or not.
Yeah, but I'm not. It's my free will to not invite.
Yeah, it is. Because when we were in the Lizzie Borden house, there was a medium there, and we wanted to do a seance,
And
but
I
you
was
freaked.
I was okay with the seance, but she was like, "Can we use the Ouija board?" And I was like, "No."
You're like,
I was like,
"Hell
"I
no."
will fucking drive out of here, and on your ride home, Alaina."
in a monsoon. So it's busy. Like I said earlier, the biggest times that the Ouija board really like sales in profits and just in everybody's homes are definitely when it's clear that people need escapism or something to get their minds elsewhere. For example, the 1910s and 20s were really popular because the stress and devastation caused by World War One. You can probably hear my kids in the background. I don't know if you can.
You know, they're
They're having a bath and they're real excited about it. So during the Great Depression is when Fold had to open those new factories because the demand was so high.
right.
And like we said, in the 60s, it beat out Monopoly. Well, in 1967, 2 million boards were sold.
Wow.
1967 was also a rush of American troops in Vietnam. and it was the race riots in Newark, Detroit, Minneapolis, and Milwaukee. So this is all times of turmoil.
Tumultuous.
It's times when people just need to focus on other things, maybe take their mind away a little bit. And I think the Ouija board, the spirit board, just kind of takes them to a place of woo.
You know
So
what
it's
is interesting to me is that it's like so like there's so many of them and they're so like overly like produced. It's so crazy to me that they all contain so much power when it's like mass production.
Exactly. It's really funny.
I believe it, but it's like, holy cow.
It is kind of funny. I don't know. I've done Ouija boards when I was in like junior high school. I haven't done one since. I mean, maybe it's because I'm too careful.
I think the reason why I'm so against Ouija boards is because two of my best friends, like, that don't even know each other, like, one of my best friends from, like, when I was, like, way younger did a Ouija board, and, like, this crazy shit happened to her that she told me about, and then my best friend did a Ouija board, and, like, so much shit in her life went down, and, like, I stayed in her dorm room, which was, like, the dorm where they did the Ouija board, and the fucking energy in that room, I stayed there, like, weeks later, and I could not sleep. Like, there was absolutely something there.
I think they just didn't close it out properly.
Well, that's the thing. And I'm not.
You just got to close it out properly. You
I
got to
think,
say goodbye.
Yeah, but it's like, even like when we were talking about the spooky games, like, you think the demons are going to just listen because you said bye the right way?
Maybe.
No, I don't
We
think
don't know.
so. I think you were lucky.
Yeah, because I definitely did them. And
I feel about Ouija boards how I feel about spooky games. I'm good.
yeah, I mean, I'm good with the spooky games. I don't want to
Yeah.
do that shit. I feel like that's like taunting, but I don't know. I don't
I
feel
feel like
as
it's on the same level.
I'm like whatever about
And
Ouija
I don't
boards.
like that because one of my first best friend that I was talking about, when she did it, they were like pretending to be somebody else, and then she talked to a medium, and the medium was like, yeah, that wasn't that person.
Yeah, well, I've heard things like that.
And
where
I don't
it's
like that.
Yeah, I don't love that. I mean, we won't be doing a Ouija board anytime
Ever.
soon, so, you know.
Yeah.
So ever. You're like, ever. Remember, ever.
No, ever.
So that is the history of the Ouija board, where it came to be. And now I think we should read a couple of quick little listener stories that have to do with Ouija boards, because I just thought that would be fun.
I think that is real fun.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So we'll start with a nice one, and Ash will read it because she's so scared
You
of
won't prove
Ouija
me wrong.
boards.
Okay, so it says, hello, ladies. I recently stumbled onto your podcast and I love them. I am slowly catching up. I'm very impressed on the way you both deliver a story. I'm hooked. I
Thanks.
apologize in advance as I'm neither a great wordsmith nor storyteller. Well, first of all, thank you, and I bet you are.
You are.
I feel like I need to provide context. I know, blah, blah, blah. I met my wife when we were in junior high school. We experimented on each other, played house, and I got her pregnant at the age of 15. I was 16. Live your life.
Live your life.
A year later, we got pregnant again and had our second child. Babies making babies. I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Oh.
We tried to work things out, but ended up resenting one another, and she left me with the boys and said she needed to grow up. Oh.
Don't worry, it has a happy ending.
I know. I was like, you said this was happy.
It is.
I guess I robbed her teenage years. I took the boys and moved into a crappy apartment. Here I am, 18 with 2 kids. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
A full-time dad, a full-time high school student getting ready for college, and working full-time as a load dock worker. You bad bitch.
Right? I just
Shit.
want to like high five.
I want to like, wow. We should make you a plaque.
Right?
A year later, my boys' mom would take them on the weekends while I worked and completed my college studies. One evening, I had a good friend, Mark, persuade me to be a, quote, normal 19-year-old and hang with some young ladies from another town. They didn't know me, and if they knew I had 2 kids, I'd probably scare them off. So being broke, I couldn't afford to take them out. We all met out at... Am I good? We all met up at Mark's house with some takeout, yes, and a case of Mickey's wide mouths. Do you know what that is?
I do.
I don't. After a few beers, my buddy broke out his sister's Ouija board. That was me.
These are all going to have a Ouija board, by the way.
No way. At first, I was like, fuck that. I was going to the University of California, Irvine as an engineering major. I felt that I was pretty practical and didn't believe in that kind of stuff. The young lady I was matched with, Lizette, asked if I would do the board with her for, quote, fun. I would have been like, nah.
Nah.
I reluctantly agreed. So Lizette and I asked the board some basic question. It was entertaining. She asked the board, who will Esteban marry? It spelled out Melissa. That was the name of the mother of my kids. I didn't say anything, but my asshole puckered.
I loved that.
That's amazing. We continued to ask, how many kids will I have? The board gave my answer as 3. I was like, whew, this is some bullshit. Lizette knew very little personal stuff about me, so I didn't think too much about it after the night ended. Nothing manifested with Lizette, and life moved on. Fast forward 6 years, my boy's mom and I decided to work things out. Yes.
Right?
We had always been in each other's lives, but not together. It was always for the boys. She did tell me that she had been told by her OBGYN that her body took a lot of trauma having the boys so young, and we most likely could not have another child. 11 years later, we did. Oh,
3 kids.
Wow. We have our daughter, that fucking Ouija board. It's been 24 years since that Ouija board incident, and I'm reminded of it every Halloween season. As for our family, our boys are 28 and 27. Our daughter is 11. We are happy. Life has blessed us. I'm not poor anymore, and I spend a lot of time and money trying to be the dad I wish I could have been for my boys. Oh my God.
Right?
You were a great dad, and you still are.
I'm like, oh.
I personally haven't experienced much supernatural stuff. Life is spooky, though. Congratulations on the recent birth of your child. I wish you the best and continued success. I love your podcast and listen to you every chance I get. Thanks for reading, Esteban.
Esteban.
That was really nice, Esteban.
Man, I love you. You're
Thank you.
awesome. Wasn't that just like,
That was a beautiful
I was
one.
like, you know what? That's a really nice one.
I'm happy that
It's
you and
fun.
Melissa got married.
I am too. I love that. So let's see. The next one is going to be less fun and whimsy.
Of
than
course
that.
it is, because it is.
It is. So this one is named I Messed with a Ouija Board and all I got for it was a lifetime of trauma.
Perfect. You know what?
So not as cute.
I believe that.
Right? Hi, Ash and Alaina. This story happened about a year ago in December 2018. It started on December 2nd when my friends had a Ouija board in their closet. I had never played Ouija before and they agreed to play. I know, bad mistake right off the bat for even touching one, and I will never let my future children bring one into the house.
I'm saying.
So before we even start, they talk to me about the rules. Don't let the planchette go off the board. It is a bad spirit. If it's a bad spirit, say goodbye immediately and do not give it permission to enter you. They also told me of how they have made contact with spirits that lived on their land a long time ago, and that they have a possible portal to hell in their fucking basement. So
You should have left. Why did you stay?
Whenever your friends say, hey, I have a portal to hell in my basement,
I'd be like, I don't know what, like, funny juice you've been drinking, but
I'd be like, part of me is like, you better get out of here. Part of me is like, can I see it though?
Yeah, I know you all too well.
So basically this was set up for a nightmare week, and we broke every fucking rule they said not to do. Oops. There were 5 of us in their house plus their mom, but only 3 of us were playing. Me, Easton, and Dee, Noble, and Blue. He did these in air quotes, so
I was like,
change
wow.
names. We're in the other rooms playing video games, and Easton and Blue's mom was in her room. We sat on the floor in the kitchen. We just started off sitting for a couple minutes concentrating on the board. It takes quite a bit of concentration sometimes, and we instantly got an evil spirit. Straight to goodbye, and it's gone. Next one, good spirit. We talked and just asked random things, getting kind of boring, and it eventually just stops responding. Then shit went south pretty fast.
Because it was pretending to be a good spirit.
Probably. Being clueless as to the different spirits that typically appear in the Ouija board, I did not get the panic that struck Easton when the board started moving in rainbow motion back and forth between Z and U. Z, U, Z, U, Z, U.
Oh.
It did this for several minutes before we got frustrated. We tried to say goodbye when it got the hint and stopped. We decided to see how powerful this entity was and asked if it had something in the physical realm. Typical ghost stuff like flicker a light or close a door, etc. Nothing happens. We just keep repeating questions and it gives us answers. Typical 17-year-old questions. Who are we going to marry? Do you know my girlfriend's name? Answered that one correctly.
That's
Now I believed in supernatural occurrences, but I was not convinced by this board. I thought Easton and Dee could be messing with me. That opinion started to change when Blue went to get a drink. He walks in and is lightly chatting with us about how it's going, as he decided not to participate. We tell him who we're talking to, as Easton and Blue have made contact with it before. He goes and grabs a drink of water and sits it on the island in the kitchen, not anywhere close to the edge. I was about 3 feet away. It was in the middle of the island. He starts to walk towards the counter to grab something. As I turn my attention back to the board, it moved the planchette towards the edge of the board. I hear a crash of glass.
Oh.
So the planchette moved to the edge and then the glass went crazy. And holy fuck from Blue as his glass of water falls over the top of the island and smashes into the ground. Fucking panic. Noble in the other room walks out and is like, what the fuck was that? Noble is not convinced and says Blue knocked it off on accident or to fuck with us. We're holding onto the planchette without saying goodbye because at this point Easton's just trying to prove to me he isn't moving the planchette. More time goes by, asking it to do something else. All of a sudden, every light in the right side of the house is out. Power's gone. We don't even realize until we hear a, guys, what the fuck did you do? From Noble. We look to see what the whole side of the house is completely dark. Their mom comes out and is visibly confused until she sees the Ouija board. She tells us her story of how the table levitated when she played.
Oh my God.
Easton says we should move this downstairs. We say goodbye to Zuzu and take a breather. After the power going out, I am pretty intrigued by the board, but also in panic mode because what the hell just happened? I wish we just stopped there, but it gets much worse. After moving it to the basement where the portal to hell was.
Wait, do you know ZU?
No.
I don't want to say the name, but it's, I don't know how to actually spell it, but it's like PAZUZU, and it's like a known demon.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
And that's why We Drink actually mentioned that specific demon on one of their episodes.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, not feeling it.
After moving to the basement, Easton says we should try to summon his friendly ghost, Hest. We set up Hest. We set up candles and darkened the room to help. We begin and almost instantly Zuzu is back like he
Don't
never
say
left. Is that really his name?
No, it's short, but don't say it.
Well, that's not his real name.
Don't fucking say it. I'm just fucking telling you.
We tell him he can go now, but he tells us he does not want to go.
Yeah, I bet.
Easton's getting pissed off, and we all tell the asshole to fuck right on off down Main Street.
You're not supposed to say that, that's for sure.
But Easton changes his mind, and we keep talking to him. It's the most we got out of any spirit, and he's actually being interesting. At some point, Easton must have fucked up when talking to him because he stopped talking. We said goodbye to make sure he was gone and went upstairs. Easton looked insanely pissed off, and Dee was asking him what's up. Easton pushed him away, so Dee went to the fridge and told him he didn't have to be an asshole. Now, Easton is a big dude, but Dee is pretty strong. So when I say the man gained unholy, unfucking natural strength, I am not kidding. Easton charges at Dee, and before he can barely react, he picks him up and slams him into a chair and onto the ground.
Oh my God.
I'm flipping my shit trying to get Easton off Dee. Eventually, Easton just stops and gets up and gets put in a chokehold. He looks very confused, and we let him go. Yep. Zuzu now has a physical attachment to him. Easton begins to feel uneasy the rest of the night. Day 1 is over. Day 2 begins when Easton says he feels a very dark presence when entering his home.
Duh.
So Dee and I agree to come over again after school and talk to Zuzu again to leave him alone.
Stop saying
Dude, that's the name of like a Disney character too.
Really?
Yeah.
You just like get enjoyment out of freaking me out.
Well, it's just not, you said it's not the whole name.
I know.
So it's just a nickname. It goes about as well as you probably fucking guessed. He decides against it. We now have our friend E over, and he is talking to D in the room next to us when the bathroom connecting the rooms slams shut. It sounded hard enough to break the door off the hinges. All of us jump, and E and D run back into the room and freak the fuck out. Then I look down and realize we just fucked up. The planchette was now half on the board, half on the carpet. I instantly set it back, and Easton looks absolutely terrified. At this point, I'm 100% convinced, by the way. Nope, Ouija boards work. I now have to fucking destroy this one. I'm told by Easton that it is a bad idea and can actually be worse. We asked how many demons are present, and the board responds 12. Holy shit. Easton asks where, and it responds B-E-D.
Bed.
I swear when I looked at that bed, I saw them for a half second. The image of them is burned into my brain. We asked him to leave again or we will cleanse the house. We really pissed him off with that. Easton starts breathing heavy and we're all fucking confused when we see the scratches are now appearing on his wrists.
Oh my God.
Not just light scrapes, deep scratches that have drawn blood. Noble and one of our other friends claimed he was doing it to himself and there was no way. There was way too deep of cuts, and especially not after we were standing right there when he starts to gasp and arches his back. An upside-down cross forms in the middle of his chest. By the way, he sent pictures of these scratches.
Oh my God, I want to see.
Yeah. We were standing there watching as it happened. At this point, we're freaking out. We're trying to say goodbye, but Easton is in tears as more scratches are appearing over his arm. Some are deep enough that they leave faint scars on him that he still has.
Wow.
I won't say the name. The demon stopped responding, and we had no choice but to just leave it alone for now. Easton would occasionally just wince, and a new scratch would appear. He was so upset that he asked Dee to stay the night over there because he did not want to be there alone.
Oh.
We all decided to come back the third day and cleanse the house with him. Easton is a wreck at school and has never looked so intense in his life. He told us every time he entered the house, all he felt was his wrists burning like handcuffs were on them.
Oh my God.
Dee had brought incense and oil and began putting it around the basement and the entrances of the house, and also used a prayer. Since burning the board could release the spirits, and Easton decided burying it was also a bad idea, he chose to stuff it away in a safe space where people could not use it. Not much happened after this. Easton said he felt much better, and it kept a cross above his bed, as well as wearing a necklace with one for the next couple weeks. The house still has an eerie feel to it, and the basement bedroom still definitely does. Easton has not touched another Ouija board since, but we did pull it out once to move it, and it was broken.
Oh.
It was put in a safe spot, yet had mysteriously bubbled up in a line down the middle after the house was cleansed.
That's wild.
Since the board is no longer flat, it is worthless and unusable. For the fucking best. Easton refuses to get rid of it still, saying it could bring even worse things to the house, and stores it away. Personally, I would still fucking bury that thing where no one would ever fucking find it. Bonus story. The house is still fucking weird as shit. To further fuck around with spirits, they brought a spirit box. Remember they did that at the Lizzie Borden house?
Yes.
If you do not know what that is, it sweeps radio frequencies. The white noise and the fast scanning of radio frequencies is believed to provide the energy and transmission that spirits need to get their voices through to us. This was used for about 20 minutes when we got a horrifying message saying, "You will all die," before going completely dead.
Oh my God.
The thing was drained of battery. Easy enough to fix. We get more batteries, put them in, still nothing. Take the batteries out, put them back, get different ones, nothing. So we put the batteries in a TV remote, nothing. We take new batteries, put them straight into the TV remote, works. Then we take them out, put them in the spirit box, nothing. Put them back into the remote, nothing. I don't know what the fuck happened that anything that goes to the spirit box was instantly drained. It still does not work. We've attempted multiple times. We don't fuck around with anything spiritual in the house anymore. Never will again. The fucking end. Hope you enjoyed the story. I really enjoy the podcast, and thank you for bringing education and awareness to cases like Alyssa Turney.
Aw.
Would love it if you could do a live show in Missouri. My friends and I could attend. Keep it weird. Nicholas.
Whoa.
Nicholas.
That fucked me right up. That's for sure.
And he sent
Yeah, let me see.
pictures.
Oh. Holy motherfucking shit. Oh.
And there's the Ouija board. That's an old ass Ouija board.
I know
too.
that planchette is really pretty.
Yeah, there's a really pretty. It's like a really pretty old wooden Ouija board.
Yeah, that upside down cross on his chest is truly something.
It's like somebody scratched their nail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or their demon claws.
And you know what? That's crazy, Nick. Even if that's a tall tale, which I refuse
It's
to
not.
believe, it's a good one.
That's way
So-
too good of a tall tale.
So yeah. So
we
I
read
think maybe read one. We'll read
more
one
each?
more, and then we'll close this out.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
We'll say goodbye.
We'll say goodbye. So the next one, Ash will read, and it is.
It's called Listener Story. My dad's bitch ass ex-wife brought a demon into our house. What a
That
bitch.
is bitch ass.
I said what a bitch. Hey weirdos. So this is an edit of my listener story I sent in. I'm sorry if it's a pain in the ass, but I was just so excited when you invited listeners to share our stories that I immediately jumped on my laptop and just spewed out some jumbled word vomit of what happened to me.
I love that.
I went back and reread it and realized I left some important facts out. So here's the full ass story that changed my life.
Ooh.
Okay. But before that, I have to say you girls have ruined all other podcasts for me. I've been a devoted follower since episode 2 when I fell in love with the banter, facts mixed with humor, and everything else you offer in between.
Love you.
I know. Listening to this podcast is like sitting around with best friends or my sisters talking about weird shit. Thank you so much.
You are our sister.
And then she says, so anyway, on to my story. As a kid, I lived with my parents and my 2 sisters in a newly built house. Nothing crazy or weird ever went on, pretty normal and suburban. Fast forward to me at 15, pretty dumb and thinking me and my friends were the funniest people on the planet. Plot twist, we weren't. Honestly, I think I'm the funniest person on the planet all the time, and plot twist, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Oh, thanks. So back to the story. One night in October, a friend was spending the night. I don't know what glue we were sniffing, but we came up with the idea to hold a seance in my room. So sitting in the middle of my bedroom, surrounded by Breaking Ben and Avril Lavigne posters, feeling like bad bitches.
Breaking Benjamin.
She lit a candle and started doing the speech you see on TV, you know, summoning whatever spirit is around, asking if there's a presence to make itself known. We giggled like idiots for a few minutes before moving on to something else. This will come back later, but Kathy was sitting with her back to my closet. Bad idea, Kathy. That's
Bad
what I
idea,
said.
Kath.
It was a few hours later when she suddenly said her back hurt. She pulled up her shirt a bit and there was a large red X on her back.
I don't like these scratchies.
I don't either. I don't like to be touched ever. I thought she scratched herself trying to freak me out, so I brushed it off and nothing else happened. It was a few years after that when my dad remarried this evil dragon of a woman named Vanessa. Her being a crazy bitch life ruiner doesn't have anything to do with the story, but I'd like to just spread the word for others. So yeah, Vanessa's from Indiana and I stay far away from her. That's hilarious. Oh no, she said Vanessa from Indiana, stay far away from her. At the time she seemed a little kooky, but fine. She moved in and would tell me some strange things. She said when she was a child she moved around a lot, and each time she moved a poltergeist would follow her and torment her for a few weeks.
No big deal.
I'd be like, Vanessa, maybe you could chill.
Vanessa, you need to leave.
Let's calm down. I had seen ghost hunter shows in America's Most Haunted, but like most people, when you hear others' accounts of ghostly encounters, they're hard to believe. I moved in with my mom shortly after that because, like I said, fire-breathing bitch dragon named Vanessa.
I love that.
I love this. 3 years later, my dad and Vanessa divorced and she moved out. My sisters and I came back to the house to repair the relationship with my dad. It was when I moved back in that I started noticing odd things. I always felt a presence, like I was being watched. I would walk up the stairs sideways, convinced something was behind me. My sisters always felt the same way. My dad was a police detective at the time, and worked murder hours, so I was used I was used to spending the night alone. One night alone, I heard footsteps upstairs. It was very late, so I assumed my dad was home from a case. I went upstairs, but found no one. I went upstairs several times after hearing footsteps, checked the garage, house alarm, windows. Everything was locked because unlocked shit is for dead people. Plus, when your dad is a cop, you don't fucking trust anybody. Finally, the last time I heard footsteps, I took a Louisville Slugger with me upstairs to check the house.
How many times I've done that?
You did that like a week ago, except with a curtain rod.
Yep.
Earlier that day, I had closed all the bedroom doors, but when I turned on the hall light, they were all open.
Oh.
Fuck that. We both hate that.
Yeah, no.
Anything that opens, I'm just, no.
Once I've shut things, if it opens again, I'm not down for that.
No, thank you. The master bedroom door was open, and I looked into the darkness. I did the whitest girl white thing I could do, and I said, hello?
Yes.
Get it, girl. The bedroom door slammed and I fucking booked it.
Nope.
I ran out of the house and drove to my mom shaking and trying to convince myself it was the wind or anything else. I tried to forget about the incident and only told my boyfriend. He spent the night there with me a few weeks later so that I felt safe. He's now my husband, so all the feels.
Oh, I love that.
I love. When he slept over, I told him about what happened. He was skeptical but helped me move a very heavy dresser in front of my bedroom door. He woke me up around 2 a.m. freaking out because my dresser was shaking violently against the door.
Fuck that.
There were loud bangs on the other side of the door. He moved the dresser and went out into the hall thinking he would find an intruder, but once again the alarm was still on and all the doors and windows locked. I shrugged and said, "There's something in this house."
You're just like, "Yep, told you."
My boyfriend was never a believer in the paranormal, but after that, he definitely was spooked and didn't like being at my dad's house.
I wonder why.
Why? My sisters also had a similar experience, and the worst was when I had to pick up my little sister Abby from the house. She was on the front porch crying when I picked her up and refused to go back inside. She was trying to fall asleep in my old room, the seance room, and said the closet door kept creaking open. Oh, no. Mm-mm. She had gotten up to close it, but when she got back in bed, the door handle fucking turned and opened.
Oh, no.
All the hangers and clothes inside were shaking and moving back and forth on the rack. After that, Abby refused to sleep at the house by herself. The last straw for me was when I fell asleep on the couch and woke up. It was around 3 a.m.
Oh, none of that's okay.
And for the first time, I understood sleep paralysis. I was lying on my side and couldn't move because there was a face staring at me in the dark about 6 inches away.
Fuck that.
Oh, I just got full
Fuck
fucking...
that. That's what happens when I get sleep paralysis.
It's that close to your face?
Yeah.
Huh. I could see an outline like it was waiting for me to wake up. When I was finally able to move, I reached my hand out. I touched something warm and sat up trying to scream, but my voice was gone.
Ugh.
I simply laid back down and tried to pretend it was a dream. We told my dad... Why did I just say it
Told
like
my
that?
dad.
My dad.
We told my dad.
We told my dad about what happened, but being a very reasonable man, he chalked it up to overactive imaginations combined with a love for horror movies. I blamed it on his now ex-wife and said, "You brought the devil into this house and look what she left, a fucking poltergeist." The day my dad moved into his new house is a day I'll never forget. He looked at me and said, "You know, Em, I think there might have been something in that house." I was so exasperated, but glad he at last believed us. At least believed us. I suck. Sorry. He told me there was times he was home alone and he would wake up hearing voices, assuming it was the TV or noises from outside. He said these voices always sound like whispered arguments and coming from my bedroom. Ugh.
Oh, I hate that.
Later on, while working at a bakery in college, one of my regular customers pulled me aside and said, "I'm paranormally sensitive and I can read other people. You are paranormally sensitive as well, and you need to be extremely careful about what you invite in.
Oh, shit.
They will be drawn to you and you have to protect yourself." I laugh about it now, but all these experiences definitely made me a believer in the paranormal, and I take that shit seriously. The lame ghost hunting shows are still my guilty pleasure, but now I take it all with a grain of salt. I do all the weird superstitious bullshit. Ouija boards are not allowed in my house, burning sage is my jam, and fresh air is for dead people.
Yes.
I still don't know if it was my dumbass self trying to perform a seance. Maybe my closet was a legit portal to hell, or my dad's second wife brought a demon in. I know
think it's all.
She goes, "I know, I have way too much fun blaming her." Thankfully, I live a ghost/demon-free life now with my husband and fur babies. Thanks for reading this, girls. I hope the podcast goes on for a million years, and can't wait for all the episodes. Love you, ladies. Keep it weird.
Oh, man.
Shoot.
Shoot.
That didn't even involve a Ouija board, and it was like so scary.
I know it's a seance, though,
yeah.
so I figured it was like the same kind of
Yeah, same deal.
deal.
Same vibe.
But yeah.
I think that we need to go get some chicken wings and watch like Gilmore Girls again.
Yeah, we need to bring it back down to a fluffy level here.
Yes, please, and thank you.
Yay.
Well, that was a fun one.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed learning about the history of spiritualism and the Ouija board and all that fun stuff. And thanks for your listener tales, because I just love reading those.
I do too.
They're always fun.
They are.
They just add a little spice to all the episodes.
A little pizzazz.
I love it. So keep them coming. We love them.
Well, you can find us on Instagram at
Morbid Podcast.
You can find us on Twitter at
a Morbid Podcast.
You can join our Facebook group,
Morbid: a True Crime Podcast group.
Send us a Gmail,
morbidpodcast@gmail.com.
Check out our website for tickets to all future shows. They will be rescheduled or they will go on. The show must go on.
The show must go on. morbidpodcast.com.
We hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
keep
it
weird. But not so weird that you try to do a Ouija board or bring one into my house, because if my future kids bring any fucking Ouija board into my house, I'm going to light the whole house on fire, and it's not going to be good. Bye.
Wow.
Bye. That one was fast.
It was.